Hello everyone, it's Ryan. I used to be known as RE96 or RipperEagle96 if you will, back with another episode of Top 3, where I look at 3 players from my team in a certain category. Today I will be looking at 3 Eagles players that either nobody talked about but were necessary to the success of the Philadelphia Eagles. Before we begin, what are the top 3 most underrated players on your team on offense, defense, and on special teams? Type them in the comments section below because I would love to read about them. So let's get into it. Versatility and position eligibility are nothing new these days, as a lot of players line up in a lot of roles on offense and defense. But back in the mid to late 1980s, that wasn't the case. However, Keith Byars was the man that broke the mold, and he became a trendsetter. Drafted 10th overall in the first round out of Ohio State in 1986 by the Eagles, Byars became the very first draft pick made by the Buddy Ryan regime, and Buddy and his coaching staff wasted no time making use of their new toy for a, shall we say, barren offensive attack outside of Randall Cunningham and Mike Quick. As a rookie, Byars led the team in rushing with 577 yards, but eventually Buddy and his staff decided to move Byars out more to the slot and use him as a tight end and an H-back hybrid. This led to even greater results, as Byars led the Eagles in receptions in 1989 with 68, 1990 he had 81, and co-led in 1991 with Fred Barnett with 62 catches. Byars' final season with the Eagles came in 1992, as he, along with a handful of other Eagles, left the team following the season when the advent of free agency came to be. He would go on to join the Miami Dolphins in 1993, followed by stops in New England, and finally in New York with the Jets before retiring. Upon calling it quits, he held the record with most receptions for a running back, with 610. The art of playing cornerback is to, generally speaking, blanket the opposing wide receiver, pick off passes, mug it up for the camera, and exchange some quote-unquote friendly banter with said wide receiver with whom you are assigned to cover. However, that wasn't how Sheldon Brown played the game, and I think that an 11-year career speaks to the fact that his way did pretty well for itself. Selected in the second round of the 2002 draft out of South Carolina, Brown was one half of the tandem taken in succession that year, the Mr. Hyde if you will, alongside the Dr. Jekyll and first-round selection Lito Shepherd to replace the elder statesmen of Bobby Taylor and Troy Vincent, and he never met a hit that he didn't like. Many people will remember the hit heard around the world when Brown introduced a then-rookie New Orleans Saints running back Reggie Bush to the playoffs with a dynamic hit even after Bush had failed in his quest to secure the football on a wheel route in 2006. And that was just a small sample of what he was capable of when it came to taking out opposing offensive players, be it running backs, wide receivers, or tight ends. Another hit that was of far less consequence but still sticks out in my memory was the season opener in 2008, the 38-3 blowout throwaway win over the then St. Louis Rams, when he approached the line of scrimmage and blew up running back Steven Jackson as if he were a safety, like Brian Dawkins Jr. Brown may not have been known for his interception prowess first and foremost, although he had 26 of them for his career, but he returned 4 of those interceptions for touchdowns, and took 2 fumbles for scores as well. He also ended his career with 602 tackles, including 9 forced fumbles, 8 sacks, and 143 pass deflections in an 11-year career in the NFL, 8 of them as a member of the Eagles. Okay, so for special teams, I'm going with a little dash of magic with John Dornbos. Now, I probably know what you're thinking, but Ryan, he was voted to the Pro Bowl twice, in 2010 and 2015, and he made a lot of money as a long snapper for the Eagles. How could he be underrated? You know why I say he's underrated? Can you count the amount of times that we ever had to worry about a bad snap on a punt or a field goal or extra point try when this guy was in the building? You can't make it past one hand. I mean, this guy played for us for 11 seasons, from 06 to 16. So keep in mind that we went through some kicker turmoil once David Akers left, and once Sav Rocca left, the punter wheel went round and around. Despite the question marks at kicker and punter as the decade turned into the 10s, there were never any questions about the guys snapping the ball to them. The magician is also underrated for one important reason in my book, being an Iron Man. During his 11-year career at Midnight Green, he played in 162 consecutive games, which ties him with Harold Carmichael for the franchise record. And yeah, I know, two totally different positions on the team. But go look up John's career stats if you like, and you'll see that he had 35 special teams tackles over his 15-year career. So he was definitely not afraid to mix it up and throw hits when covering kicks after delivering his long snaps. It was very bittersweet when the Eagles traded Dorenbos to the Saints before the start of the 2017 season, but it was the best for everyone involved, because it revealed, upon pending physical, the heart ailment that potentially could have ended John's life, and gave Rick Lovato a chance to be the next rags to riches local success story for the Eagles. It's only fitting and fair that Jeffrey Lurie gave John an honorary Super Bowl ring for all that Dorenbos did for the Eagles for his 11 years on the team. Thank you everyone for watching this episode of Top 3. Again, if you have a top group of players on offense, defense, and special teams that you thought was underrated on your team or in the league, please comment in the comments section. Also, if you want me to do a topic for another My Top 3 in the future, please comment what category you want me to do in the comments section. Thank you again and have a nice day.